if we keep heading in the direction we're heading in, society is going to become a bunch of soulless robots, just waking up every day and just going through the motions, doing the exact same routine, doing the exact same things they did yesterday. We're becoming a very self-absorbed, narcissistic, what can you do for me? My emotions are only important and my perspective is only right type of society. And there's many reasons for that, but those reasons get blanketed by one word, and that's love. The world is missing and forgetting about the most important and the most perfect energy every single person in the world can feel, and that's love. One of the reasons why people are not having love or feeling loved in their life is we are being almost manipulated, or not even manipulated, we've just been trapped into chasing pleasure over passion. We've been directed to believe that the quick fixes and these little tiny pleasures that we chase are more important than having a passion. And a passion is an activity that you love to do, that comes from your soul, that comes from your heart, right? And every single person in this world has a passion. Most people know what their passion is, but their self-doubt stops them from doing it. And some people have been so caught up in the chasing of pleasures mentality that if you ask them what they're passionate about, they wouldn't even be able to give you an answer, because they've been trapped into chasing pleasure their whole life. And by pleasure, I mean unhealthy food, drinking, smoking, party drugs, social media, most entertainment, anything that is a quick fix, or anything that is a distraction, or anything that makes you feel good straight away is a pleasure. And the whole world pretty much now has based their whole life around chasing pleasure, right? And some people even think that they love their pleasure, but not realizing that their pleasures is the reason why they have no energy to chase their passion. And their pleasures that we are all chasing, although they make us feel happy when we're eating them, drinking them, smoking them, or watching them, they are the exact reason why the whole world is miserable. Pleasure is lust, if you don't know. And a lot of people that, no, so not a lot of people, every person that comes from a home that didn't have a lot of love in their life will more likely grow up and have themselves believe that lust is love, right? Because lust tells you you need to buy the new branded t-shirt. Lust tells you that you need to smoke, drink, and do drugs and binge social media. That's all lust. But a question that I had to ask myself, and you need to ask yourself, is where does this take me in the future? Where does this constant chasing of lust and pleasures take me in the future? And the truth of that is, it's nowhere. You're going to be in the exact same position you are right now, 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. When you get on the wheel of chasing pleasure, you are the exact same as when they put the guinea pig or the hamster on the wheel, and you see the hamster just running around and around and around and around. The hamster thinks it's moving forward, but the whole time it's just staying in one spot. That's what chasing pleasure does to every single person. You think like, oh, this makes me happy, or this gives me freedom, or this, this makes me feel alive. But in reality, it's why you're dead inside. I look back at my life and I can't say that I am proud of any night I spent out being drunk or high or taking drugs. I can't remember all the branded clothes that I ever bought that I thought was going to make me happy. I thought the last car I bought was going to make me happy until it got old. And then when I bought a new car, I thought that was going to make me happy. Now it's old and I don't like it no more. Just like the hamster on the wheel, going around in circles, hoping to move forward, but we're just staying still. And the thing about chasing pleasure is what we don't realize is when you chase pleasures, right, especially like eating high sugar food, alcohol, smoking, drugs, social media, what it does is it drains the energy from your heart and soul. Your whole flesh, your body is now in control. Your brain is completely being taken over by all the addictions you chase. And when you put all your time and thought and life into chasing pleasure, it will leave you no energy to chase passion. Because pleasure, it makes you feel so good so quickly and so easy, you will not want to do anything that requires hard work. And everything good in life that's worth it requires discipline. But if you're constantly putting pleasure into your life, the last thing that you can be is discipline. I said it in my last video. If it promises you freedom in the beginning, you'll become a slave to it in the end. If it requires discipline in the beginning, it will give you freedom in the end. All pleasures, all lusts drain the soul, drain the heart. And then when you're not living through the soul and the heart, you will become miserable. There's not a person alive today that is happy, that isn't doing something that they love and then something that they're passionate about. Everyone that's alive today that is depressed and miserable is because they're chasing pleasure. They're chasing lust. Another thing that people, especially like the older generation, have got wrong is that a lot of people think that their 9-to-5 job is their passion. If your 9-to-5 job is your passion, that's a very sad lifestyle to live. Like if all you can talk about and think about is going to work, and especially if you're working in a job where you're not passionate about it, like which is 99% of the world, because only 1% of the world create a business based around what they're passionate about. So most people will go to work, like to a job that they have no passion about doing. Like no one working at McDonald's is passionate about making burgers. But a lot of people think of, and it's being passed down through generations, that they think that their job is their passion. And yet they can't figure out why they wake up on Monday miserable. Your 9 to 5 job is not your passion. Unless you make your passion make money, that's when your 9 to 5 job becomes your passion. So don't let anyone trick you into, killing yourself for a company you don't even own and then believing that your job is, that's your life. Because, man, that is, I don't know how else to put this in a nice way, but like, that's just fucking stupid. That is just like, I can't even wrap my head around that. I don't know why people do that. But that's another reason why there's no love in the world. The next one I would say is a big one, and every single person in the world has this, including myself, and that's self-doubt. We doubt ourselves about doing the things or thing that we know we want to do. When you're a kid, you had a dream, but the only thing that held you back from that dream wasn't anyone else, and you'll be blaming everyone else, but it wasn't. It was me, and it was you. Your self-doubt held you back. Your self-doubt held you back. My self-doubt held me back. My self-doubt kind of still holds me back. A little bit. Not too much anymore. I realize that self-doubt is just it's like a fake wall inside your head. And then once you decide just to walk towards that wall, you realize that wall was just made of air and you can just walk straight through it. And then the more times you challenge self-doubt, the less self-doubt you have. Kind of like anxiety. If you're anxious about something, just walk towards whatever you're anxious about, and then the anxiety just goes away. A big reason why there's not a lot of passion and love in the world is bad parenting. This is probably the second biggest reason why there's not a lot of love and passion in the world. When you don't grow up in a house with a mother and father that's there, but they're not actually there, meaning that they're in your life, but they're not showing you the love and support that a mother and father are supposed to do, that's when you grow up and you have trust issues, insecurity issues, abandonment issues, rejection issues, fear of failure issues, because your mother and father didn't love you the way they're supposed to. So then you will grow up not even realizing that you're chasing lust over love, and you're confused because you actually don't know what love is. So when you grow up, you think that everything you're doing, oh no, I love this, oh no, I love doing that. But in reality, it's not. If you were never shown true, pure love as a child, how do you know what it feels like as a grown adult? And that's why parents need to start doing a better job of making sure they prioritize their kids' emotions over their own. If I don't, show love and respect towards myself, then how can I show love and respect towards my kids? So now I'm really big on, building discipline in my kids, but also making sure they know that I love them. Even when they mess up, I'll still say I still love you, just to make sure. Even when I might yell at them for doing something wrong, at the end of me saying what I need to say, I'll say I still love you, just to reassure them. So when they grow up, they know what is love and what is lust. They know what is passion and what is pleasure. The last one I'm going to talk about, and this is a big one for me because it's only happened recently to me, but in homes, there is a lack of belief of God. And then before you press pause, before you turn the video off, you should probably stick around because this is a big one. There is not a lot of people in today's households with kids that have a belief of God inside their house. And the closest thing we get to God is love, because God is love. God is all creation. God gave us everything we walk on. God gave us the air we breathe, the fruit and vegetables we eat, and the meat that walks on land. God made that too. God is love. And when there is not a belief of God inside a household, those kids or those people grow up very, very broken. And it took me till I was 33 years old to find God. And I wasn't really shown attention or much love as a child, especially from like my mum and dad as well. And finding God has made me feel a love that I've never felt before. And it's made me a lot more empathetic for people. It almost has given me the ability now to see myself in people that aren't even related to me or I don't even know. You know what I mean? Like when I used to see someone that was like really overweight or someone that was like just doing the wrong thing, I'll just look at them and go like, what the fuck are you doing with your life? But after finding God and feeling the love of God, now when I see them, my heart almost breaks for them because I know they're in pain, or I know they're not realizing what they're doing in that moment is hurting them. And when you meet like kids or people that grow up in households with a strong belief in God, and whatever that belief in God is, those kids grow up to be very wise and successful and live very, very happy lives. I would say that God needs to be present in all households. Because when you have a household with no love, then how do you expect to grow up and find out what you love and make that your purpose? And a person without a purpose is a person with a pointless life. You know, I've been up and I've been down, but every time I've been happy is when I've had some type of purpose to chase. And that's love and passion. Right now, the world needs love. That's it.